And to keep things simple, again, we're just going to play with visual today. And again, visual is a picture. That's the modality. The submodality are the details of the picture. You can also do this with feelings and sounds. But let's get going. Imagine a mental screen. And here's kind of the mental screen. But your screen doesn't have to have a boundary. Mine is limited by my computer here. But your internal screen can go all the way to infinity. It can go to the horizon. All right? Now, we're going to use the example of ice cream. This particular technique I used to cure myself of, really it was an addiction to a specific kind of ice cream. I would have Starbucks Java chip ice cream every day. And every night, I would have a nice big bowl of it, but I would also kind of sneak spoonfuls of it through the day. I work at home a lot of times, so every time I walked by the refrigerator, zoop, I was having some ice cream. And so one day I decided, literally just to describe this technique in a book that I was writing, my Clear the Fear Fast Home Study System, and I was just describing what I would do if I wanted to stop liking Starbucks Java chip ice cream so much, and I did this technique. So when I thought of Starbucks Java chip ice cream, I had this picture right in front of me of ice cream. It was in color. I'm not sure if it was a movie or a still, because ice cream is not something that moves a lot. So if something doesn't apply, that's fine. You don't have to worry about it. But it was in focus. It was life size. It might have been a little larger than life size. But it was right in front of me. That was the main criteria. And then I thought of something similar. Like frozen yogurt is similar, but I so could leave frozen yogurt. If someone, served me frozen yogurt, I could eat it to be polite, but I would never go out of my way to get it. And so that's a good comparison. We're going to look for a food that's similar to the one you're trying to like less, but is something that you just could absolutely just leave on the table. No big deal. You don't think about it. It's not an option. It wouldn't make you gag if you had to eat it, but it's just like, don't eat it, all right? So the location, in this particular technique, location is really important. So if you have two foods, one that you like and one that you dislike, and the location is exactly the same on your internal screen, it might not work as well, but that's, again, up to you, because there may be other details that are vastly different. One food may be in color, one may be in black and white, and changing the submodality from color to black and white may be enough, all right? But seems like location is a really powerful driver in this particular situation, okay? So let's play with changing the location. So essentially, this is what I did. My ice cream was in the front, frozen yogurt was to my right, and I just moved ice cream over. That's literally all I did. I didn't change anything else. And all of a sudden, I just didn't care for ice cream. Literally the next day, I walked right by the frozen food section of this grocery store, where I normally would be digging through to find the Starbucks Java chip ice cream. And I just was like, I was able to walk right by it. And that's the first time I'd been able to do that in something like, 5 years since I'd first started getting hooked on the Java chip ice cream. This was a problem. Okay, it was a problem. I know what it's like to have a food addiction. Okay, now there's some other stuff we could do. We can also change some of the other submodalities, not only location, but let's say frozen yogurt here is black and white. We can go ahead and change the location and then change the color so that the food is now in black and white, if that's a driver for you. Again, all this is specific to how you do it, and right now I'm just giving you an example of how I did it or some possibilities of how you might do it, all right? So again, remember that. Now, we could also change the location, we could change the color, and we can make it smaller, which might also equate to making it farther away. All right, so here we go. Let's change the color first, and then let's change the location, and then the size, shrink that down there, push it out. And you can even push something all the way out to the horizon. that's very helpful for a lot of people. A lot of times that makes a food much less present in their internal world. All right, and so the official name of this is like the NLP like to dislike script, or the NLP like to dislike technique. And essentially, it's a very simple technique, but it's kind of the foundation of some more advanced techniques that we're going to get into in a little bit. All right, so you can change the submodalities of a food you like into the submodalities of a similar food that you dislike. That's the basic technique. Okay, so now I've given you the background. I've given you some stuff here. Are you ready? Are you ready to stop craving a certain food or beverage? I mean, because if you're watching this, you can, if you don't have a food or beverage that you want to like less, you can certainly watch the video, but my intention is that you actually do this, right? So if you, and by the way, you have to want to do this or it won't work as well. So pick a food or drink that's causing a problem for you. Now, it doesn't have to be the biggest problem in the world. In fact, it's for this particular technique, since you're working at home, I wouldn't recommend this. If you're a heroin addict, you need professional help. Okay, that's a disclaimer. If you are a serious alcoholic and you actually know that you're an alcoholic, that's the first step, of course. But you can't just do this on your own. You may need the help of a licensed practitioner. You may need the help of a 12-step group. So try it. Certainly, it cannot hurt you. This can only help you. But for me, we're using it on mild things here, all right? Because you're doing this at home. Please take exquisite care of yourself. And if you need professional help, make sure you get it, all right? So that's my disclaimer.